Hi, good morning, friends. I'm calling all emotional eaters out there. I have a message for you today on Wellbeing Wednesday. This is a message for people who would call themselves emotional eaters, okay? Or maybe you won't call yourself an emotional eater, but I have a quote to read for you today from an old book that an overeaters or an overdieters or a dietaholic meeting that I used to go to. Overeating Anonymous, or we could call it Foodaholism Anonymous, Emotional Eating Anonymous, but it's a great quote, and I want to share this with you. If this resonates with you, let me know. A diet is not enough. We have proven many times that we cannot solve this problem alone. We need something that fills our emotional and spiritual needs as well as our physical ones. No amount of physical food will ever satisfy our emotional and spiritual hunger, right? No amount of physical food will ever do that. And I'm calling all of y'all out there who have succumbed to yet another diet or yet another pill or type of pill, potion or lotion. And I'm calling out to y'all because help is available. Because when you hit rock bottom and you don't know what else to do and you try another thing, it's time to swallow pride and really admit to yourself that you're powerless, and you need to find something that fills that emotional, spiritual hole that is really lacking. And what I found out recently, and this has been proven over and over, and most of us have proven over and over to ourselves, that we can't do it ourselves, and it's our pride that gets in our own way. It's our pride that keeps us from actually dealing with what needs to be dealt with. And even deeper than that now, I mentioned this last Sunday, now we know that there's stuck habits of thinking that actually are driving those fears. And another, and really fear is at the root of cause of all of it. It's either fear, it's either trauma, stress, it's fatigue, or it's flat out a little rebellious soul, and it's keeping you stuck, and that keeping you in fear of failure, and that keeps you from really wanting to even, maybe some of you out there are fearing to commit to anything in your life that you really want to have happen, and that fear is keeping you from succeeding at something, not even just weight, but just having the healthy life of your dreams. And fear is going to sabotage us from being able to trust ourselves and trust that we can really have the life that we love. So we got to be willing to fear a risk of failure again. And I want to shout out to all of my friends, 25 of my friends my fellow fighters for freedom, who took the Healthy Habits Finder assessment, and they were vulnerable enough to assess their stinking thinking, and they took the assessment, 25 of them, and they were on last night a live call to learn about how to tackle stress, fear, resistance, fatigue, rebellion, and all of the things. And they really were vulnerable. They were courageous. They didn't have confidence. Most of them don't have confidence, but they had enough courage to show up, and they had enough courage to do something different. So bravo to all of you who dove in with me to really look at what's going on in between the ears and really try to stop the madness. So bravo to you, and I look forward to taking the 4-week course with all of you all and meeting today at noon with my Happy Health Habits Happy Hour group. Everyone is always welcome, because the more support, the better. We can't go it alone. We've done that. We've been there, done that. We know it doesn't work. So, we acknowledge each other's wins. We acknowledge each other's learns. When we skin our knees, we get back up and we develop emotional resiliency, not to stay, on the ground when we're down. So we help each other up. We know we all get agitated. Psalms 4:4, if you like scriptures, Psalms 4:4 is great. Be agitated, but don't sin. All right. It's tough, right? We get agitated all the time. We're probably agitated right now. as you're listening to me, you're probably agitated, but it's time to learn. It's time to learn where the agitations are coming from. It's time to learn where the trauma, the stress and fears is holding us back. It's time to learn. It's time to do something different. So I invite you to, jump in with our group at noon today. You're always welcome. You can take the Habits Finder assessment to see what's going on, what's really holding you back in between your ears, what's at the root of it all. If you're stuck and frustrated or you're afraid, I know 1 in 5 of us are on the medications now for weight loss, which is all fine and dandy. But again, does that last forever? Do you want it to last forever? And then what? Right now, what do you do after the insurance money runs out, or after you titrate off, hopefully, after the exit strategy? Are you still left with that emotional, spiritual hole? So we want to have a strategy and a structure to fill that. I have found out for myself, personally speaking, after years of suffering and struggling, that I have felt just as desperate and just as hopeless as the next person. But I have found that if I have a structure and a strategy, right, a team, a playbook, a play to run, and a day-to-day habit to sharpen the saw, and a group of people to do it with, that I've been successful at being able to sustain the life I love and the health I love at the weight I love. And it's time to stop looking at the numbers. It's time to stop looking at the pant sizes and start looking at the habits of health that we're developing in the life that we're creating. So if this resonates with you, please get in touch with me. I'll leave the link for the Habit Finder test. I really want you to just take it. You don't have to talk to me. I'll leave the link. See what's going on in between the ears. Let's get the cobwebs out of there. If you're courageous enough to do it and you don't have the confidence, just lean in. If you have the readiness and willingness, but you're not quite certain, again, what you want to do or when or how, it's okay. You can just lean in. And I'm happy to give you some options, some tips, some tools, and some directions, and most certainly things that have worked for me. So I love you, appreciate you all, and thank you all my wellness warriors, my Happy Health Habits crew. We call ourselves the Dream Creators in our 28-day reset. You're welcome to jump in that. It's day 15. We're at halftime of January, halftime of the reset. And this week we're focusing on the healthy mindset piece. So we've got our bodies reset, we've got our, hydration and nutrition reset. And this week we're working on a mindset reset. So if you're ready for that, come on down. We've got all kinds of things for you to do and to do differently this time. So don't fear failure, and just keep making sure that don't fear the failure. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And just pray to save you from I will pray to save me from myself during this time period, because I'm going to go to work on my uncoachability and my areas of stuckness that I alluded to on Sunday. So I will reveal more of that later as we go along. Anyway, look forward to talking to you soon, hearing from you soon. Have a wonderful day, and be happy, healthy, safe, sane, and be well. Bye.